All hail Biafra. This is Biafra Liberation Army Network coming to you again. Please do subscribe, like, share, and comment.
To do. Many of you might be watching the turnout of event, but you don't understand what is happening. During the time that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was around, Nigeria borrowed and borrowed and borrowed by the late Buhari's administration. They borrowed money, and borrowed money. They borrowed everyone living in Nigeria. They have borrowed your life, even your future, even your unborn children. They have borrowed them also. So you living in Nigeria, you are living either as a Chinese property or you are living either as a UK. But let me concentrate because this news is not funny. Now, why did they borrow money? They were fighting the then IPOB, which have engaged in guerrilla warfare. As announced, guerrilla warfare, that was what they were fighting against, to stop the guerrilla warfare. They couldn't stop it. It was costing them money. They borrowed money, they bought some jets, and it was downed many times in Olo during the time that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was around. It was downed many times in Olo. You know the price of private jets, and you check the economy. Many of you say Nigeria is oil producing nation. Yes, the Nigeria is oil producing nation, which have no control over their oil. Many foreign countries that you see today, like America, UK, France, are distributing Nigerian oil, that they benefit the money within themselves. And the little one that Nigeria is allowed to control is being controlled by these criminals, the northern cabals, which have become the kingmakers in Nigeria. Whether you like it or not, the Fulanis are the kingmakers in Nigeria. That is the reason why you see Obi of Onitsha bowing to a Fulani Anebehu Ugwu. Obi of Onitsha went to bow to uncircumcised Ozu. Went to bow. Obi of Onitsha. Am I communicating, please? Are you understanding the enormity of this very program? Are you understanding the enormity of this very program? They went to bow. Now, when they borrowed all this money and it was down, they have no option. They made a last borrowing and made arrangement of how to kidnap Mazen Nnamdi Kanu through Benjamin Mmadụ Ejiofor, Ifeanyi Uba, and the rest of the criminals. They planned on how to kidnap Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, and later they succeeded. They jubilated. Many of you who were watching the jubilation of Nigerian criminal enterprise never knew what they were jubilating. Now, we can now borrow money and share within ourselves. No longer borrow money to buy weapon. No longer borrow money to buy this. No longer borrow money to buy that. They were jubilating that they have overpowered Biafra people until Simon Ekpa came. Now, let me tell you the surprises. Nigeria have no manpower. Nigeria have no money to fight Biafra people, because one of the things that they notice from Biafrans are that they are contributing money within themselves. And let me tell you, any revolution, any determined people contributing money to sponsor themselves can never be quelled. Any revolution, any army of volunteer can never ever be conquered, because an army of volunteer is seen as an army dedicated to die for what they believe in. Please, disclaimer on this very platform, please. This very platform does not support violence of any type, any shape or form. However, what we preach here is the undiluted truth, as Elohim, Chukwu Okike Abiyama, the creator of heaven and earth, determines that we will preach the peace. We will preach the undiluted truth, and we will preach the gospel of Biafra. That is the only thing that we preach here. That is the only thing we preach here. So when they kidnapped Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, there was jubilation. They thought that they have overpowered till this Simon, this young boy you people are seeing. They call him a boy, so some call him a child, some call him whatever they like. But let me tell you, from the early inception of my spiritual run against on this guy, he is more brave. And I was told in the rhyme of the spirit that those who are after him are hyenas and jackals, and not even hyenas and jackals going after prey. And not even hyenas and jackals going after prey, but hyenas and jackals going after predator. So when this man called Mazi Simon Eba took over, he started slowly. He gathered, he equipped. Now, what Nigerian people are protesting against, they don't know what they are protesting. The hunger you see in Nigeria is the money that they're supposed to use to do other things. They are using it to buy equipment because they have borrowed their life in order to kidnap Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. There is no money anywhere in Nigeria. There is no manpower anywhere in Nigeria. They pay some of these African countries for them to give them manpower. Go and check Nigerian military. They have foreign machineries. They went as far as going to Saudi Arabia to pay and lobby for foreign machineries. They went to Libya. Foreign machineries of Libya are in Nigeria. All these things cost money. And that is the reason why Tinubu, as Aburu that he is, he thought that increasing fuel price will make everything decent. He never knew that increasing fuel price will submerge or will bring and will destroy his government. He wanted to increase fuel price, use the proceed to store, because Tinubu is now doing money laundering more than Abacha. The money that this Okoko have laundered is many. To launder for the one that he spent during the campaign and use the little one to fight the Biafra people. That is the reason why some of the times you see them in Turkey pricing private jets. Every time, in each country you see them where they are pricing private jets. After pricing private jets, the next thing that you will hear is that Nigeria borrows money. Nigeria borrows money. That's the only next thing that you will hear. They borrow money, and they will continue to borrow. Continue to borrow, and they will continue to borrow. So what Nigerian people are protesting against are protesting to stop. When they protest against hunger, they equally protest against stopping the bombing. Ask me how. If they continue to eat, there will be no money for them to fight. They are one Nigerianist. There will be no money for them to fight. This Omoyere Sowore that is John Getting now running abroad, sponsoring protests in Nigeria. Let me shift to this Okoko Omoyere Sowore. He is the founder of Sahara Sharia Reporters. Sharia Reporters. Many of you will say, oh, Sharia Reporters, Omoyere Sowore is a very good man. As I granted then in one of the interviews that I granted in this, while I was in Nigeria, I know the reason why I said I love him. Because of, to some extent, he is fearless to what he believes in. that is becoming another criminal in Nigeria. He's not protesting for you to become a better person. This was how Tinubu was protesting then, deceiving his Okoko that he is protesting for Nigeria to become a better country. Is it not the same Tinubu that is in power? Tinubu know that becoming Nigeria will be a better country if they divide this contraption called Nigeria. This drug lord, this Chicago criminal understands it very well. Because whether you like it or not, Tinubu is still a criminal. Doubt me at your own peril. Somebody who came with a forged certificate is the president overseeing the affairs of the criminals in Nigeria, because those of them that support Nigeria election are also criminal, including P2B. So who abused IPOB, even at a time mock of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu for running, saying that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu ran away. Even when Sowore knew that there was an attack at his home, he used his Sharia reporter. This man is two-faced man. Let me tell you what Yoruba people do very well. He used Sharia reporters to castigate Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, saying that he ran away from Nigeria. Then he used his personal account to do as if he is with IPOB, saying that they attack Mazen Nnamdi Kanu's house. Is it not a double standard? Is it not a double standard? Is it not a double standard? This Sowore knew quite very well that the only way Nigeria could be better is by dividing this contraption called Nigeria. Sowore understand it very well. The only way that contraption could be better, the only way the lives and property of those living in that contraption called Nigeria could be better is by dividing total disintegration of Nigeria. Sowore understand this fact. But why is Sowore sponsoring protest? Because this protest, whether you like it or not, is being sponsored by Sowore. It's being sponsored by Sowore. You know, on this very platform, I can tell you the truth. Through all these foreigners, they sponsor this very protest. They said the hunger. When did they start to care about the people? Because if you care about the people, what about the people living in the eastern part of Nigeria? The contraption called Nigeria, which said we want to exit Nigeria. So you don't care about their aspiration. About 49 million of them have voted for referendum. You don't care about their aspiration. You don't care about the numbers of the people that have voted for their own referendum. All of a sudden, you want to care for Nigeria hunger. How will hunger even stop? Because Nigeria is divided. Look at the useless protest that they are doing. This protest that is already dead on arrival, that will never do anything. This particular protest can never solve anything. It's dead on arrival. And that I can guarantee you. This useless protest that they are doing, one woman around Ketu side in Lagos, in Ikorodu or Ketu side, that is along the road, One woman, a Yoruba woman, Fumilayo, could have been pied by a tout who thought that she is an Igbo. They went to attack her, saying, you this Igbo woman, what are you doing in the protest? And the woman, being a Yoruba woman, started saying, even if I'm Igbo, are we not one Nigeria? But what that woman doesn't know is that there is nothing like one Nigeria. One Nigeria is an existential threat to anyone who believe in that bingo, who believe in the contraption bingo called Nigeria, ruled by dead people, ruled by a certificate forger, ruled by a criminal, a drug lord. Have any better person ruled Nigeria right from democracy, this democratical regime that they call on? Democracy. From the inception of democracy, it was ruled by a killer, a 419er called Obasanjo. A killer, a mass murderer. Many of you criminals in Nigeria knew that Obasanjo is your fellow criminal. Obasanjo is a mass murderer. Obasanjo murdered Biafrans during the war and still have the guts to murder Udi massacre. Order the killings of our own people. Obasanjo. His name is Obasanjo. Obasanjo ordered the mass killing of our own people. So when I say, or when I tag this very program, Tinubu bows to Simon Ekpa pressure, what is that pressure? For Tinubu to fight Simon Ekpa, Nigerians must go hungry and they must drop on the streets. On the streets. Because you don't fight Biafra people who are determined to free themselves. All over the globe, they contribute money. They are saying Nigeria don't contribute a dime. All over the globe, Biafrans contribute money. And to some extent, some Yorubas are contributing money. Yes, I know some of them that have adopted Igbo name. Even those with Yoruba name calling me, telling me, how like I know of one that wants to, that one tried to contribute. He doesn't, and he was asking me for the link, which I sent for her. I know of one that used to call me every time if I'm not online here. So to some extent, Yorubas, who one way or the other, we must run a check on them because Umundi Ibomuru, that area, Bribu, Topekemi, Busayondi Ibomuru, Ebaha Bribu. Let us move, please. Because when you are a snake, you must always behave like a snake. If you're a lion, you must always behave like a lion, no matter on which clothing that you find yourself. Am I communicating? So for Tinubu to fight this second Biafran Nigerian war, whether you like it or not, it's a broken second Biafran Nigerian war is now. Fight is now. In area that they are doing bombardment, which Omoyele Sowore understands. If Omoyele Sowore is truthful to himself, he will not be calling for this useless protest that is dead on arrival. Yesterday, they went on stealing people's goods, breaking stores. These are being sponsored by Aburu government. Tinubu is sharper than them. He first of all, on the first day, sponsored thugs to infiltrate them. Okay, we'll wreak havoc or spoil things so that on the second day, we will have a reason to shoot at people and tell that they are criminals. On the first day, they scattered away things. It was Tinubu's doing. All those people that stole things, and it was Tinubu. So he is faster than all of you because his eyes is on the ball. He wants to fight the Biafra people. He wants to win a war against the Biafra people. He wants to conquer the Biafra people. And how can he do it? To leave all of you hungry. Maka agụ okpoyato n'afọ ị hụrụ agụ ahụ mere ụmụ Biafra during the war ya eme unu tate. When you were voting this drug lord called Tunumbu, you thought that on the Igbo Kine Megide. Most of the Igbos, the useless ones are that who went to vote when we have already told them that there is nothing that vote will change in Nigeria. We are flogged out of polling units. They were flogged out. They were disgraced out. Out of polling units. And today they are calling, oh, let the Igbos. I love what my fellow Igbo brethren are doing. That is eating chicken, point and kill, goat meat on the day of their useless protest. But I must tell you one thing. In as much as you make that as a fun, you must always contribute to this very cause called Biafra agitation. You must always contribute. It's not a matter of a choice. It is a matter of a must. You have seen your fate in Nigeria, and you have seen the signal given by Commissioner of Police, the criminal terrorist, the act terrorist. Commissioner of Police in Nigeria is the act terrorist, who keep on ordering for the abduction of our own people simply because they want Biafra, simply because they talk about Biafra. As I am now, they have said any day one motive, one understanding. Let me tell you people the truth. No freedom fighter sees himself as a living person. Everyone sees you are on a borrowed time. If you survive, thank God. If you do not survive, let the living fight on. It is part and parcel of freedom. It is part and parcel of freedom. For we know that freedom is not given. The Commissioner of Police in Nigeria tweeted on his Twitter account that there will be consequences when you lose a war. But the people Anawa do not understand. They are simply marveling, doing their fake churches, doing their fake politics, doing their fake everything fake. You need to contribute in the Biafra agitation, otherwise you will lament. It is because of people like Mazen Namdekano, people like Simon Ekpa, who are standing tall. Juku Ezelotan, I see you, who are standing tall towards this Biafra project. That is the reason why you have a mouth anywhere that you are. That is the reason why they have not started. Let me tell you the truth. They plan to massacre Igbos in Lagos and North, in the West and in the North. The only thing stopping it now is Simon. The only thing stopping this mass massacre of our own people is Simon. They said these people have gone. They have everything. Can't you see what they are brandishing? During the war, they don't have this type of equipment. When this type of equipment is in their hands, you never can tell what this group of people can do. We said 1 month we will overrun them during the war. 1 month turned out to be 3 years. If not hunger strike, they couldn't have won the war. Because they blocked everywhere, thinking, oh, we have blocked all the routes that they bring weapon. Yet weapon was locally produced. Most of the weapons used in fighting the war was produced in Biafra land. Oil refined. So they marvel. They said, is it this technological time that these people are brandishing rockets that we can conquer them? Oh, anything that you do now, it will result to a catastrophe. They come to test their weapons in Nigeria, in Biafra. They came in. All those things that you are seeing them doing is to know that if they can move in mass to overrun Biafra. They tested their weapons, and their weapons were not a match. Even there is one of the weapons manufactured by an Igbo man in Nigerian army, a motor that can withstand heavy bombardment. They use it in the north and it works very well. They said the only thing that can be destroyed there is the tire, and it will run with what are they calling it? Something that they attach to it. It will run with it when the tires have been destroyed till they fix another. And the tires being destroyed is not going out. It is the what are they calling it? The coiling of the tire. They said it can run on wheel till it can run smoothly on wheel. They used it in the north. It worked for them. They brought it in Biafra land. It couldn't withstand even a single day. It couldn't withstand even a single day. So when they tell you, oh, we will flush them, they move back. They say, nah, only God knows where these people are manufacturing this thing. Only God knows the brain that they have. Look at what we have used in the north. Look at even now, we cannot use it in the east. It is being destroyed. Those of you who live around or don't know how many armored tanks destroyed around, or beam park scattered everywhere. All of you know. So, the pressure that Tinubu, the drug lord, the drug president of Nigeria, bows to Simon is that in order to fight the Biafra people, which Tinubu have chosen, to fight innocent people, we are not violent people. We are simply telling, let us go. They came to kill us. They have killed us at Mpo massacre, at Onitsha, Obibo, Aba, Delta. They have killed us almost everywhere. If you are in doubt, consult Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch, which the Biafra people prompted Biafra people to activate self-defense, which is universal right of the people. In order for Tinubu to fight Biafra people, one of the obligatory rights is that the Nigerians will go through hunger and pass through what Biafra people passes through. They cannot be eaten while the second Biafra-Nigerian war is going on. No place that they are fighting war and you see people eating 3 square meal in a day. Those bombs, those guns that they spend within our territory, it is bought with money. So this Umokoko, these people going out to protest, let for hunger, what you will protest for? I am borrowing you this thing because any president that is going to come, you are still going to suffer the same fate. It is not, it is there. Watch the statistics. Hey. Even among he pronounce statistics no actually my language. What the statistics? It is not by simply making noise. Oh, hunger. Realize and acknowledge that your country is fighting second civil war. When you realize that, the better you then know where to channel your protest. Your protest must go to the criminal country, keeping you in perpetual bondage. Tell them to divide Nigeria. Not Tinubu must go. If Tinubu go, who will you put? You will put Obi. If you put Obi, will you eat 3 square meal? You know Nigeria is very corrupt to the core of checking good evil and lesser evil. Okay, if Obi becomes president, let's assume that Obi's tenure is good. After 8 years, Obi goes out. Who will you put? No, let's assume that Peter Obi's government is good. Will it stop Fulani herdsmen that killing you? Will it stop them using the another kidnapping of school children as international humanitarian crisis in Nigeria, which they did against Jonathan? Against Jonathan, everything was good. They look and sought for way to do Jonathan. They created Boko Haram. There was no Boko Haram before the coming of Jonathan. It was during Jonathan time that they created this Boko Haram, and they moved to kidnap Chibok girls. Or don't you ask yourself, how did Boko Haram came to existence? Boko Haram was created by these criminals that you are seeing as your leaders in the north. They created Boko Haram. Or have you forgotten the threat? They said Boko Haram is our people. They are not criminals. Even when they prescribed them as terrorists, they fought Jonathan's government for prescribing Boko Haram as a terrorist, citing that Boko Haram is not a terrorist. That is the reason why up to today, Fulani herdsmen terrorists that is everywhere killing people are classified as bandits and not terrorists. They are classified as criminals, bombing, kidnapping and killing people. But IPOB, who protested with ordinary flag, are classified as a terrorist. Go and ask the corrupt Nigeria, which statistics do you use in your own prescription? Which statistics do you use? Because as at the time that they prescribe IPOB have no gun, have no knockout. Yet they prescribe IPOB as a terrorist organization. Am I communicating? Is everything being obvious? One thing that you must take back into your mind and take home from this very program is that no matter what the rubbish protest that they sponsor in Nigeria is, it can never change the fact that Nigeria is fighting a civil war. And for this civil war, Nigerians must partake in the sufferings of the Biafra people by going hungry unless they protest for total ceasure of the war and tell the Nigerian military, tell the Nigerian police to pack and leave Biafra territory. That is the only thing that will solve this very problem. Nothing more, nothing less. Nothing more, nothing less. Putting what are they calling it? Putting a roadblock everywhere wouldn't stop anything. It can never stop anything. What have it stopped? Can it stop? What can it stop? Can it stop Biafra people from revolting? Can it stop Biafra people from fighting? Can it stop their private bed from downing? What can it stop? It can never stop anything. The only thing that can stop something is when you realize that Nigeria can never exist as a country. Nigeria can never exist as a country. Channel that your agitation, channel that your protest. Yesterday they pied many people, and those people pied for Sarah. Just the same way I was in Mushi when they were protesting for NSAS. I was busy videoing them. If you go to my Emmanuel Remigius blog, you will see some people who were killed by bullets I was busy. Anyone they use bullet to kill, I will go and video the person. I think Facebook later covered it. If you go there, click on it. It was live program. They were busy buying people like fowl. Does it stop police brutality? Have it stopped police brutalizing you in Nigeria? So why are you wasting your time in doing this useless protest? Can't you hammer that your time on end Nigeria? Let everyone go. Those of you who are hungry, they gather you people and say, come and protest, that there will be no protest in Nigeria. They tell you, oh, it is Igbo. Your problem is hunger. Your brother is the leader of Nigeria. They tell you, oh, it is Igbo. It is Igbo. Why can't you tell that your brother, okay, divide the country, let Igbo go, let Hausa go, so that we know and rule ourselves. They will tell you, oh no, Igbos are going to become better. So if Igbos are going to become better, why are you then telling me that Igbo man is my problem? Because one of the problems that they said in Lagos, no matter what they are shouting, this useless shout, when they shout like this, I look at them as I have a Yoruba in my family. Yes, my elder sister is a Yoruba. The one that carried me, she's a Yoruba. So when I am speaking deep as a family member, those who know them, they shout like conditional. You think that all game and mother they make here. When they will change, they will deny you as if they never shouted before. You will be wondering, who engineered me? This their useless shout. Hey, Igbo must go. We will seize them. If Igbo tackle and go tomorrow, you will see these people like Showore said. Showore said, those protesting for Igbos to go, they never know that there is no place that will survive without the Igbos. I could remember one of his this thing, that there is no place that will survive without the Igbos. Because when you talk about commerce, industry, business, they are number one. And that's the truth. No place that can survive without the Igbos. Some of these African countries are now lobbying for Igbos. And you are saying Igbos must go. If Igbo is there in your own economy, it goes big. It grows big because they diversify a means of business. Business that you never think of that will move. They diversify it. They build a very, very suitable environment for business. Can you do it? Can you? Igbos must go. Igbos must go. If Igbos must go, if you are sure that you want Igbos to go, even this one saying, "Oh, Igbos are sponsoring protest." How you will solve this problem is to tell your criminal drug lord, who is a drug president of Nigeria, to divide that contraption called Nigeria. Very, very simple and important. Everyone will go and be happy. But why you people are there confusing thunder is because you are just shouting, nothing for just shouting sake. You never mean what you were shouting for. Because if you mean what you were shouting for, you wouldn't be saying Igbos are this, Igbos are that. What you could have do is that now that your brother is a president, tell them, these Igbo people, let us cut them off from Nigeria. Let us cut them off from Nigeria. Okay, Igbos, since you people want to go, or you have your own country, the rest of the country, let us gather. Since you people are innocent, but you cannot do it. Because you will only find an Igbo man to blame. You will always find an Igbo man to blame. As of the moment, there is a threat made by PM long ago. He said, if you are ready to fight Biafra, know that you will be. He said it now, they should look for this thing. Even Mazen Namdekano prophesied it long ago. If you are ready to fight Biafra, know that you will go hungry. Hunger go buy you una. Because Mazen Namdekan, according to him, he said Biafra people contribute what they use. And Nigeria cannot do it. Nobody will contribute for one Nigeria. They are billionaires everywhere. They can't contribute for one Nigeria. They better save their money because they know that one Nigeria is not realistic. This is the drug lord, the drug president of Nigeria. If he is sincere in one Nigerian project, he wouldn't go out to borrow money. He have all the money. After all, Lagos State money, where you pay your tax in Lagos State is Tunumbu's private bank, Tunumbu's private purse in Lagos. This is the worst, one of the world's most dirtiest criminal ever existed. This Aburu called Tunumbu. Where you pay your money is in Tunumbu's private purse. And the same people are telling you, Igbos are criminals, Igbos are drug this thing. But who is ruling them is a drug lord. Chicago drug lord. Who ran away from Chicago. During the election time, he forged a certificate that they gave him from USA, which the people denied that nobody gave him this thing. These are the criminals who are ruling you. So what do you expect? Allow them to do their protest because they are never sincere in this protest. When they are willing to protest, Biafra people will understand and know that these people are protesting. As of now, they are now bowing to the pressure of the Biafra Republic government in exile. By fighting Biafra, you must go hungry, and that is what is happening to them. If you are fighting Biafra, you must go hungry. Keep on destroying Igbo businesses in Lagos, in Abuja, thinking that, when you destroy these Igbo businesses, they can never regroup again to fight. It is a lie. The money is not coming from there. The money, look, Biafra people living in Biafra, in Nigeria, and the ones living abroad, double the ones living in Nigeria. Now, how you know the statistics? Go to London, go to popular markets, count Igbos. Go to any country that you are, even in Africa, count the Igbos. There is no country that doesn't have Igbo-dominated markets. It is a pure lie. Even in Libya, even in Egypt, where can I? Even in this place that you people are, Iran, Igbos are everywhere doing business. Iran. So there is no country that doesn't have Igbo-dominated areas. But we cannot find a middle course in everywhere. And finally, before I go, una go buy on yourself by doing protest. These same people who are castigating Igbos, if you employ any Yoruba man in your company, that person, if that person doesn't steal from you, he never start the work. If the person never steal from you, he never start the work. At my own, before I ran away, 2 Yoruba people working as a casual worker, not directly employed. I paid them according to what they do every day. Connive and took my goods worth over 800,000. Ndoshi. Worth over 800,000. And when I noticed it was Mabinu. Ana manama fala Mabinu. Ndoshi. Ordinary casual workers, which they have not been directly employed, then they connived and made away with my goods. Mabinu. I was on it before I ran away. I was on the case before I ran away. Every time Mabinu. If you even go to police will tell you, look at this old woman and have a pity. But when Igbo man is involved, police will not remind you, look at Igbo, the mother, and have pity. That is how bad your country is, and that is how bad all these Emilio costs are. Criminals everywhere.